Formula E Racing has recently announced a new deal covering live streaming rights with both CBS and Roku. This agreement aims to reach a wider audience in the United States, offering increased opportunities to watch live coverage of the 2024 season. In a nutshell, 11 races will be available to watch live on the Roku channel, while another 5 races will be broadcasted through CBS and Paramount+, all of which is accessible on the Roku app. With Roku boasting more than 70 million active accounts, this is sure to boost viewership in the United States, where races have been notoriously difficult to watch live on television. But the big question is, will this be enough for Formula E to really grow its fan base in the United States? Well, the short answer is no. But Formula E has also been making a load of changes in conjunction to this broadcast deal, which may all add up to a new surge in popularity for the sport. Today, we'll cover all these recent steps taken towards growth and then also give our suggestions for what else they need to do in order to grow in America or anywhere else for that matter. But first, let's quickly look at what's been hindering their growth overall. Undoubtedly, the COVID pandemic dealt them a huge blow when it almost brought an entire season to a halt and blocked off any fans from attending a handful of races. But some other common frustrations include the large gaps of time between races, scheduling races to overlap with F1 events, poor social media presence, and most notably the lack of a consistent platform to view the races. But that's not to say Formula E isn't growing as a whole across the globe. Going by statistics for the 2021-22 season, Formula E reported a viewership increase of 10%, with a record 216 million viewers. Top executives are hopeful those numbers will go up even more now that Formula E has experienced notable growth in Asian countries, where it's garnered a dedicated following. In Season 8, the racing series strategically focused on the Asian market and organised races in prominent cities such as Seoul and Jakarta. These events attracted substantial crowds, with the Jakarta race boasting a sold-out attendance of 60,000 enthusiastic fans. But Formula E hasn't been able to create the same level of excitement in the US, which represents a vital target market. So, to win over American fans, Formula E is now taking strategic steps amid some leadership transitions. The first of these steps was to keep a spot on the official race schedule devoted to at least one American city. And it was Portland that took the spotlight as the new American host city, replacing the New York City E-Prix. The recent debut race in Portland was a resounding success, with a sold-out crowd of 20,000 spectators in attendance. Now, with a future edition of Los Angeles on the table, that means there's a strong possibility of having not one, but 2 American races each year, which could really improve Formula E's growth in the USA. But for a country that loves their gas-guzzling combustion engines, it's no wonder the top 3 motorsports are Formula 1, NASCAR and IndyCar. And it looks like Formula E is slowly adopting some of the features that have worked for these other motorsports. With each new generation, their vehicles are getting faster, almost up to the top speed of an F1 car. And with the addition of mandatory rookie sessions, the complete change of procedure for qualifying, and the upcoming incorporation of pit stops for rapid charging, it's obvious they want to mimic what's worked elsewhere in attempts to gain viewership. Now, going back to Portland, it's important to note that this race was held on a permanent track, as opposed to their normal street circuit. Although most of the drivers did not favour this type of terrain, it definitely delivered excitement to the fans, who witnessed a whopping 403 overtakes. So they'll keep their street circuit, as they're one of the elements that sets Formula E apart, but it's logical to think that if the viewers love the permanent tracks, maybe they'll add some more in the coming seasons. Just recently, newly crowned CEO Jeff Dodds was quoted saying, "I'm not averse to weaving fixed tracks into the calendar. I love having very different styles. We're not tethered to a very specific style of racing." Another step Formula E has taken to attract a bigger fan base is its production of a 6-part episodic documentary titled Formula E Unplugged, which covers the entire 8th season. This is much like what Formula 1 did with their Drive to Survive documentary. It's been reported that once Drive to Survive was made available on Netflix in 2019, Formula 1 saw a massive surge in popularity across the USA. So it seems that Formula E is hoping Unplugged will do the same for them. Now, this new deal with Roku and CBS is one more very large step in their quest to grow in popularity. By airing all the Formula E Championship races for free on one consistent platform, they're guaranteed to gain a handful of viewers who in the past were left searching for race coverage. Plus, with Unplugged already streaming on Paramount Plus, it's obvious they're wasting no time in getting their content out there. Artie Dubas, Chief Media Officer of Formula E, expressed excitement about the partnership when she stated, "This powerful new partnership with CBS and Roku will significantly expand Formula E's audience reach and increase their discoverability of our programming in the US. Now, we believe that all these actions can and will lead to some excellent growth in popularity amongst Americans. But there is still more that Formula E needs to do if they want to keep growing in this market. They need to lock down a more consistent race schedule, double their promotional efforts, and most importantly, keep their races fast and exciting. If they can manage to do all of this, then they may have a chance of taking over in America. We can understand the difficulty associated with scheduling a street circuit race in any major city. The load in and load out, closing down public streets, and disrupting the lives of millions of people in each metropolis are just a few of the hiccups they face. Not to mention the off chance of a city cancelling the event completely. So, if these troubles combine to form just one of the reasons for the spread out schedules, then why not add in a few more fixed tracks into the mix? By incorporating races at these locations, they could fill in the gaps and establish a consistent presence of the sport in viewers' minds, ensuring its visibility and ultimately sustaining their engagement. As for promotional efforts, maybe they could boost up the content on the official Formula E website, bring back videos of races from previous seasons, and encourage both teams and drivers to really sell the events via their social media accounts. It may take the participation of everyone involved in Formula E to really lead it to success. And lastly, keeping it fast. We all know the energy management angle is important in Formula E racing, but even Jeff Dodds has said he wants the races to reach higher speeds. Clearly, I want these cars to go much faster, but to go much faster, you need these cars to have more capacity. He went on to say that we will see this happen in Gen 4. So, hopefully soon, with battery and charging advances, we'll see the races turn into more of an all-out sprint from start to finish, which would certainly draw in some fans looking for faster racing action. So, in conclusion, if Formula E can manage to do all of this, in addition to the remarkable steps they've already taken, including the new Roku streaming deal, then they may actually see a vast improvement in their American fan base. But what are your thoughts? What more can they do in your opinion? Let us know in the comment section and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more Formula E content.